Paris Saint-Germain had a green light from Victor Osimhen to joining them. So Osimhen wants to go to Paris Saint-Germain. He's open to the move, and what happened is that Napoli and PSG had some contacts to negotiate. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we have important things to say, from Doue to Xavi Simons, but also Sancho, Ugarte, Ligt, Osimhen. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, one of the topics of the day is the big fight ongoing between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern for Désiré Doué, one of the best French talents around, doing fantastic for Rennes, born in 2005, valued at something around 60 million euros. Today, Bayern presented a new bid for Désiré Doué. The proposal was worth almost 55 million euros package. This is what Bayern offered to Désiré Doué, also with the manager, Vincent Kompany, insisting on player side to present the project. But Paris Saint-Germain are absolutely still there, because the crucial part of the story is that Désiré Doué has still not decided which club he wants to join, Bayern or PSG, taking his time to decide. And so important to say that Paris Saint-Germain are working hard since Friday, Saturday, with Nasser Al-Khelaifi involved on the player side. And my feeling, speaking to sources, is that PSG are really convinced they can reach an agreement with the player. So Bayern are pushing on club side and also on player side, but PSG are preparing a new proposal and want to close the deal as soon as possible on player side, waiting for Doué to decide. But this is going to be one of the most interesting battles of the July transfer moment. Then, important to say, meaning of transfer battles in Germany, Xavi Simons. I always told you that Xavi Simons was never a concrete possibility, despite all the reports we had about Manchester United, about English clubs. Guys, I always told you, and repeated you also here on my channel, it's Leipzig or Bayern. And remember, the Leipzig are in the race. Today, exclusive update, I can give you even more details. Red Bull Leipzig are increasingly confident and almost convinced that Xavi Simons will be their player next season. Why? Because the contacts of the last hours between Oliver Minzlaff, the CEO of Red Bull Group, and the agents of Xavi Simons and also Paris Saint-Germain have been increasingly positive. So this is the feeling, that Paris Saint-Germain are also aware of the player decision, with Leipzig big favorites. It's not done yet. Bayern will try until the end to change the situation, but as of tonight, the clear favorites are Red Bull Leipzig to keep the player for one more season on loan. PSG only want a loan. I always told you that in April, in May, in June, in July, no permanent transfer. Loan for this summer, and permanent transfer is expected next summer in 2025. But for this summer, it's going to be a loan, and Leipzig are working on loan deal with confidence to sign Xavi Simons. It would be a fantastic signing after extending the contract of Benjamin Sesko, extending the contract of the manager Marco Rose, also progressing to keep Xavi Simons in this case on loan. Keep receiving many questions on the future of Victor Osimhen for Paris Saint-Germain. Let me explain to you guys what's happening and then answering some questions on Chelsea, because I keep being asked by Chelsea fans about the situation of Osimhen. But the important part to say is that last week, so almost 10 days ago, Paris Saint-Germain had a green light from Victor Osimhen to joining them. So Osimhen wants to go to Paris Saint-Germain. He's open to the move, and what happened is that Napoli and PSG had some contacts to negotiate, but the understanding is that PSG said no to including Kanji in the deal and said no to paying the release clause. So at these conditions, with Kanji in the deal and with release clause, they are not doing the deal. The way to do the deal for Paris Saint-Germain is for a reduced price. So in case there will be a completely different price, let's see what PSG decide to do. In the last 48 hours, PSG director Luis Campos spoke to Gonzalo Ramos and Kolo Muani to tell them that they will be the strikers of PSG next season. But the market is still long, and so let's see what happens on Osimhen. Why I say it's in standby at the moment. So not advancing, but not even off yet. Because the market is still long, but also because my understanding is that Victor Osimhen still wants to leave Napoli, and Napoli still want to sign Osimhen. Want to sign Lukaku, sorry. So Osimhen for Napoli is available on the market, but at their conditions. Osimhen wants to leave Napoli, and Napoli want to sign Romelu Lukaku as new striker. This is the plan, this is the idea. Napoli have an agreement with Lukaku, so what happens now? They have to find a solution for Victor Osimhen. Let's see if PSG will return. At the moment, they are very clear, not proceeding at those conditions. About Chelsea, I keep receiving many questions, but guys, Chelsea never wanted to pay the release clause, and Chelsea never wanted to pay the salary of Victor Osimhen, which is around 11-12 million euros net per season. This is almost the salary of Victor Osimhen. This is why for Chelsea this is way too expensive. It's similar to Olise, it's similar to many cases. This is too expensive. So this is why for Chelsea this has always been a complicated deal, because they know that this is not something that they want to pay this summer. So Osimhen still wants to leave. At the moment, nothing new with Chelsea because of the financial situation. For Paris Saint-Germain, it depends on the conditions of the deal. At the moment, in standby. Then important to say something else. On Paris Saint-Germain, we can confirm once again that Bruno Fernandes is not a topic. For Bruno, new contract with Manchester United remains one to watch in case he stays at the club this summer. They could discuss a contract extension. Then Jadon Sancho remains one of the players in the list of Paris Saint-Germain. Still no direct contact made with Manchester United, so at the moment is not a proper negotiation. But Jadon Sancho is one of the names they have in the shortlist for the left winger position. The dream target of Paris Saint-Germain for this summer was Kvaratskhelia, but Napoli said no. Napoli are not selling Kvaratskhelia. Conte doesn't want Kvaratskhelia to go, so he's staying. Paris Saint-Germain are considering other options, and among these options there is Jadon Sancho. Again, he's not the only one, there is still no bid, it's just an interest they confirmed to the agents of the player having a conversation, but at the moment that's it for Jadon Sancho, waiting to see if a conversation will start and will become a negotiation. It will also depend on what Manchester United want to do. Let me give you some updates on Manchester United. I keep receiving many questions on Youssouf Fofana from Monaco. Man United had a contact with Monaco to understand the situation of some of their players, including also Van der Son and others, to understand in an exchange the possibility. But at the moment, what I'm hearing is that Man United, in terms of midfielders, keep mentioning internally the names of Manuel Ugarte and the names of Sofian Amrabat. So for Amrabat, they didn't trigger the buy option, but they can discuss different terms with Fiorentina. That remains a possibility. And for Ugarte, they remain in conversation with Paris Saint-Germain, but they have an agreement with the player. So let's see if Man United will decide to proceed or not, also for Manu Ugarte. But both Ugarte and Amrabat remain two names on the list of Manchester United this summer. On Matthijs de Ligt, Bayern insists on 50 million euros guaranteed fee. Manchester United want to include add-ons as part of the structure, don't want to pay 50 million euros guaranteed. De Ligt keeps waiting for Manchester United, keeps hoping for Manchester United move, but at the moment, for Man United, outgoings are really important and no intention to pay 50 guaranteed. So, depends on what happens between the two clubs. Could take some time to see the outcome of the story. Remember that on the Ligt Man United depends also the story of Jonathan Tah, because Jonathan Tah has an agreement to go to Bayern, but for Bayern to close the deal with Bayer Leverkusen depends on a defender to leave. Could be the Ligt, could be Upamecano. Let's see, but this remains the case of the domino for Bayern for the defender, with the Ligt still waiting and hoping for Man United. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Desiree Doue, Xavi Simons, Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, but also Victor Osimhen, Ugarte, the Ligt. Let me know your opinion here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao!